Good evening and welcome to Undaunted Weekly Recap. All this week on Undaunted, for some obvious reasons, we have had sad reports from Amazonians getting stranded in Algeria to young men in Big Babanki seeking for refuge. Or should we even mention the young man, Sar, that was killed? In all of these sad stories, the interim government, led by Dr. Samuel Ikomisako, is relentless in moving forward to get into Boya. This is seen in the efforts of the Amazonian Restoration Forces in Bui, Kumba, Bamenda, and even other counties, where they have been doing explicitly well. Today, we draft for Bui. Hope you are ready. But before we get into the recap or even the draft proper, let's get some fresh reports.
One family, we shall join
The World Draft once more is coming to your county. Stand up and be counted. No greater victory was ever achieved than by greater sacrifices.
one family, we shall win the enemy, one family, one family, one family, I say one family, one family, I better judge with one family, we shall win the enemy, one family, one family, we shall one family.
We are enough. So let's draft, and draft. Our existence as a people depend on that.
One family, one family, we shall join them for a young man. One family, one family, we shall join them for one family, one family, one family, we shall join them for one family, one family, one family, we shall win the enemy.
All right, you're welcome back. Well, information reaching Undaunted ABC Amber TV says that unknown gunmen burned down some part of Nijom Fredi's compound, the isolated part located in his village. Report says late Fredi's house burnt down ahead of his burial, and it's the second time his house is being burnt since the Amazonian War of Independence started 7 years ago. John Fredi was not perfect and is part of the failed generation, but burning down his house is not nice. Well, the question is why chasing shadows? Why beating a dead horse? Now, as you can see on the screen, are pictures from the house that was burnt. Meanwhile, according to McCarthy News, the Southern Cameroonians had vomited Fundi when he had the yam and the knife to pull his MPs out of the La République du Cameroon parliament, but failed due to what they tagged as greediness. Now, did you know that SDF was created in 1990 after a group of Southern Cameroonians held a gathering in Ninjam Fundi's residence in Bamenda to discuss the marginalization of Southern Cameroons? Did you know that it was alleged that Ninjam Fundi became weak and silent because his life was threatened by Paul Biya and the French? And Fundi gave up the political fight for the masses of Southern Cameroon whose blood was spilled for the coming to be being of the SDF, and Fundi later walked on the blood of these martyrs to wine and dine with the oppressors, La Republic de Cameroon, to the chagrin of all Amazonians. That an arrangement was made between Paul Biya, the French, and Nijom Fundi after the October 1992 presidential election that was stolen from Fundi to start paying political parties in the Cameroons, money which finally robbed Fundi of integrity and honesty, and he ended up auctioning the party for self-aggrandizement. Since SDF started actively fighting for a federation, the Southern Cameroonians vomited Fundi and his SDF, who had had a yam and the knife to pull his MPs from La Republic to Cameroon Parliament to pave the way for the liberation of Southern Cameroonians. But he failed due to what we call greediness. Well, this genocide might have been averted. Moving on, yesterday, Friday, 14th July 2023, the almighty BUI warriors under the command of Major General Chalk and Do carried out an attack targeting their enablers working at the council building in Tachim Nkom local government area and the terrorist elements guarding the building. The La Republic de Cameroon terrorists on guard ran for their dear lives while the warriors took full control over the building and set it on fire. The Bui warriors are once again calling on La Republic de Cameroon terrorist elements in Bui and Ambazonia as a whole to hand over their weapons to the nearest Ambazonian restoration forces and be given a free passage to a safe neighboring country. The Bui warriors are also calling on all Amazonian people, friends and well wishers, lovers of the sublime ideas and justice, freedom, peace, liberty, and independence to continue to support so that they can continue to fight these terrorists until they capitulate and leave our territory.
Video, live video on Kum Council, raised down to ashes. Today, Friday, the 14th of July 2023. We are right here in Kum. You can see clearly written there, Kum Council. Yes, we are live. In the field. Yeah, ARF, we warriors. Under Major General Talk and Do. We are live. We are live here.
And the council this.
And the council this.
And the council this. Don't burn them.
Don't put them down.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the so, warriors under Major General Talk and Do.
So now economic sabotage.
One do economic sabotage. They don't start. We don't start.
We destroy all things. We belong to the enemy. Yes, other council buildings in other areas should await our own action. Sabotage live. Yes, today for Tatu. In local government area. They live. Live video. Yeah, today live. Live video. This is council building. We say no to any republic institution in our land. So this part of economic sabotage done by restoration force of Bui under the command of Major General Talk and Do. As you can see live here, happening in Tatu, to be precise.
All right, and so you see why we must continue to support the draft. Moving on, people are identified by their culture. The easiest way to destroy a people is to destroy their culture. It is imperative for the custodians of the culture of a given people to put their lives on the line in defense of the culture. Undaunted reported on how the colonial senior divisional officer for Menchum attempted to desecrate the tradition of the people of Isu. How the colonial SEO called on people to submit at his office an application to succeed the deceased fund of Isu. The different institution in Isu came out challenging the colonial SEO to stay off the culture of the people of Isu. The colonial SEO had to bow because of the united force of the people to preserve their culture. The attempt to destroy a culture at times is not only coming from outside, but also from within, by some who in a real sense should be the ones to preserve that culture. The Wimboom Funds Union have banned title groups for desecrating the culture of the land. Why should keepers of the law be lawbreakers? Now, the Wimboom Funds Union, led by His Royal Highness, the form of Umbot, Sheikh Barnabas Mbewi II, has banned all the activities of the rebel group or titles, sheikhs, and tatos led by Sheikh Joachim throughout the Mbumland for desecrating the ancestral Wurrung of the Mbum people in the Dongan Manchun County. These were some of the resolutions taken during their extraordinary virtual General Assembly meeting held on the 9th of July 2023. Wimbum makes up the majority of the Dongan Manchun division in the Northwest region. The group of Shays and Tantos, with leader Tanto Foncha, are said to have earlier violated the sanctions meted on them by the War Clan Council for desecrating the Warang in the Wangui village a few months ago. The Foreign Union has, however, decided to endorse all the sanctions that were taken by the War Clan. The council against the group banned them permanently from carrying out activities throughout the Mbunland and stripped them of their traditional caps and titles. All the funds of Mbunland should order their Ngang Wurongs to discontinue the attendance of that group called Shay's Meeting, which is chaired by henceforth Mr. Joachim, followed by Mr. Funcher, Mr. Ngibo, Mr. Munja, Mr. Eric, till further notice. While a communique which CNA got holds stated that now they went on to forbid any Wimbum indigene from associating themselves with the said group throughout the land except in church. Well, it goes on to say all the funds of Wimbumland have put ashwood into their cups, meaning that Wimbum people, wherever they may be, are strictly forbidden to share a cup of wine with any of them in any meeting, in any secret society, or any market throughout Mbumland except in church. Well, they noted that anyone who openly or secretly cooperates with any of them shall be considered as a denier of funds and shall bear the consequences according to the Wimbum tradition. The said group was given a 2 month ultimatum to submit their fines or face the consequences. All right after the break, we will give you the recap from the week. You're welcome. On Monday, July 10, 2023, just like other previous Monday, well, it's been grounded with ghost towns being the only occupants on the streets, with all Ambazonians being indoors in observation of the usual Monday lockdown. What are United Energy to free the homeland from the occupational Republic, the Cameroon's government, and its occupational forces? Well, on Monday, July 10, in Bamenda, Midland Zone, to combine the Atlantic zone of Ambazonia, just like in other parts of Ambazonia, well, we saw ghost towns throughout. One of Ambazonia's most iconic folkloric singer, Bobe Yerima Afo Akom, popularly known as Prince Afo Akom, also lashed out at funds of the Ambazonians for letting the conflict in Ambazonians deteriorate without taking any major actions. Well, as we reported this week, one of the elites of Boye County has for the very first time addressed issues relating to the war in Ambazonia since it started in 2016. In his outing, he took time to share his dissatisfaction with what he described as inactions from the fund. University of Boyer student Mbujeres Akwa has finally regained freedom. After almost 4 months in detention, the level 600 student in public administration was kidnapped on the 15th of March 2023. On the same day, Ngule line, which was tortured to death by La Republic de Cameroon military forces. Jerez was kept incommunicado for close to 1 month after his kidnap, despite the efforts of his lawyers to secure his release. While he was later moved to the Boya Central Prison, where he stayed till it was ordered for him to be released. Well, last week we brought you a report of a reverend father who resigned. Remember? Well, this week he's been called a fraud. A member of the Roman Catholic parish of Banya in Mayu County made stunning revelations about his resignation rather, and what he tagged hypocrisy of their former priest, Reverend Father Kennedy Akwo-Unjo, who resigned from priesthood recently. In his words, he fumed. He says the Reverend Father was a fraud, and it was with great happiness and some of the Catholic Christians received the news that he had resigned from the priesthood. Also this week on Tuesday, precisely, youths of Babanki have abandoned their sources of livelihood to flee for their lives. This has always been the plan of La Republic de Cameroon to cripple the economy of Ambazonia. They had a leadway with their intervention of the fund of Big Babanki. Curiously enough, with the killing of the people of Big Babanki, the fund is having a coup head at the political capital of La Republic de Cameroon. The carnage in Ambazonia is just too much. Even if the mouths of the international communities are full or their eyes blind, Ambazonians must not relent to see their La Republic de Cameroon is flushed out. This week, the Ambazonia Restoration Forces had instructed the population to stay behind. They stood in front to face the Bulu militias from neighboring French Cameroon. As reported during the battle, which was a man-to-man, face-to-face, fire for fire, 3 forces of occupation from French Cameroons were killed, 5 seriously wounded, and some rushed to the hospital. Interestingly, not a single Ambazonia Restoration Forces or even civilian nor a house was burnt or affected. Well, I think Ambazonians need to be proud. Also on Tuesday, by 6:30 p.m., a convoy of La Republic de Cameroon terrorists entering BUI County was attacked at the SOP by the BUI warriors. The ARF's ambush unit led by the most dreaded General Wonyo, destroying one of their armored cars and killing many that attempted to run away from the car wreck on foot. Well, immediately after the IEDs went off, the warriors' ambush unit sprayed the enemy with more bullets and inflicted great pain on the enemy before retreating. Well, this comes on the heel of another successful ambush along the same stretch of road a couple of days ago that sent 4 La Republic de Cameroon terrorists on feet. On Thursday, we told you that a young man who undaunted got his name as Raw in his mid-20s died on Friday, July 14, 2023, from injuries incurred from months back. Innocent Raw is one of many inhabitants of the Ngoham neighborhood in Bamenda that the terrorist military forces gave severe beating for being alive. For months now, Raw has been nursing wounds sustained from the beating inflicted on him by the Colonial Republic de Cameroon military. Since the torture, he hasn't been fine health-wise. Unable to stand the pain and discomfort from such inhumane torture, Ra died on Friday morning. Ambazonians are once again victims of a mass deportation process in Algeria. This report we brought to you on Friday, months after the uproar caused by homophobic attacks against the blacks in Tunisia. In the past few days, over 100 African citizens have been locked up in a deportation camp in Algiers, the capital of Algeria, going through untold hardship. Most of the Ambazonians held in deportation camps had been in Algeria for several years before the recent wave of mass deportation by the Algerian authorities. We also told you this week that a notorious thief that has made life difficult for inhabitants of Mai 90 in Bamenda, the chief town of the Midland zone of Ambazonia, received a severe beating from an angry mob after a failed robbery attempt. Mob action or jungle justice is like a normal redress for recalcitrant members of the society because all have lost confidence in the colonial La Republic Cameroon forces of law and order. Is it right? Of course, no. But when all hope is lost from security forces, what then can a people do? Oh well, it pains the population to see an armed robber handed to the colonial La Republic Cameroon forces of law and order on the streets, and then the next day, a free man after bribing the so called forces of law and order. To stop this malpractice on the part of the colonial occupation of law and order, jungle justice has been adopted as the new normal, which is bad. With jungle justice, the people thinks torture to death is a sentence reserved for enemies of peace and serenity. Well, despite the recent voices against mob justice or jungle justice, society arrived at this point because the colonial La Republic Cameroon forces of law and order have betrayed the trust of the people. This week, the Amazonian Restoration Force's strength is a force to be reckoned with. While it was interesting to hear the colonial surrogates pleading for the Amazonian forces to allow them to do some work. These are the same group of people who brag about how the colonial La Republic Cameroon forces can protect them and that with the armored cars they can do and undo. Well, it is funny here that before the commencement of the construction work at the Mbanda Road in Kumba leading to Luan, they had to ask for permission. So now they know that the Amazonian Restoration Forces can stop them at any time despite the armored cars at their disposal. And all the Africans sent this week, we told you that the UK has already imposed new sanctions on businesses that are fueling the devastating conflict in Sudan by providing funding and arms to the waving militias. Well, these sanctions will ensure that the assets held in the UK by these conglomerates and companies will be frozen. These strict measures on companies controlled by the Sudanese armed forces and the rapid forces will limit their financial freedom by preventing UK citizens, companies, and banks from dealing with them and putting pressure on the parties to engage in the peace process. One of the most interesting stories we looked at this week on the foreign scene is the presence of four Asia Pacific leaders at the NATO summit this week, suggesting that Ukraine is not the only major security issue on the agenda of the European North American Defense Alliance. The war in Ukraine has brought members of the US led alliance closer than at any time before the Cold War even started. On Monday, NATO Secretary General James Stoltenberg stormed up their collective concerns that what is happening in Ukraine today could occur in Asia. All right, and that is all for the recap of this week. Before we get into the draft, let's go for a very short break. And you're welcome back. You know why I'm smiling? Because it's time to draft. Now, we take advantage of every draft day to learn, understand, and project the historicity, environmental, and social cultural form of that particular county. We need to get into the draft. Tonight, we draft BUI. We started talking about BUI from Tuesday. We talked about the foundation structural part of BUI. But we need you to watch, learn, understand, and most importantly, get ready for the draft. Star Smart did this for you.
In our editorial for tonight, we have an overview of BUI County with a focus discovering BUI County, its history, its culture, and its beautiful tourist sites. Let's start with Kumbo Council. Brief presentation of the council area. The heart of BUI County beats in Kumbo, the second largest town in the Midland zone of southern Cameroon, with a surface area of 630 square kilometers. Kumbo is about 110 kilometers away from Bamenda, the chief town of the Midland region. Population-wise, Kumbo counts over 216,000 inhabitants, spread in over 43 villages, including Bambui, Banzeng, Bamkikai, Bamcove, Bangam, Fur Cove, Jim, Vekakwi, Kai, Keri, Kikaikom, Kikiakalaki, Kiko, Kimbo, Kingomen, Kishi, Kitiwum, Kitumen, Kian, Kongir, Marem, Mba, Mboku, Mbotong, Mbuluf, Ve, Melim Muluf, Zin, Nzenjin, Njavium, Nkuf, Ntongi, Nseni, Rovitangta, Romanjai, Sakir, Shisong, Shuf, Tadu, Tobin, Toi, Ye. The main language spoke here is the Nso language. Furthermore, there are other ethnic groupings within the municipality. These include Noni, Kom, Oku, Mbiame, Wimbum, and the Fulani Bororo. They each have their own languages. Kumbo shares its boundaries with Nkum to the north, Mvame to the east, and to the south by Jakiri, then to the west by Oku Noni. It is a mountainous town with three distinctive hilly settlements, the Tobin, Mve, and Squares. In Kumbo, there is a wide diversity of landscapes, and its rivers are punctuated with rapid, spectacular waterfalls with boiling foams. These waterfalls empty themselves into the main rivers of the town rivers Bui and Rukimbo. It is worth noting that Bui got its name from River Bui, while Kimbo, which is the original appellation for Kumbo, got its name from River Rukimbo. Tobin, one of the major settlements, is the administrative seat of the town. They is the commercial center, and Squares harbors the residence of the paramount fund of Nso, known as Ntoso. The urban space of the Kumbo Council area is characterized by population concentration in Ve, Tobin, Kimbo Squares, and Shisong, with as expanse of empty land in between. Each population concentration has its own peculiarity as follows. Tobin is the government residential area with many office and residences. The population of Shisong was attracted by the existence of the early Catholic Church, followed by the existence of the St. Elizabeth's Hospital. And they is the main commercial area, having the main market of the council area. This is also the main center of the Muslim population. The population of Kimbo Squares is influenced by the presence of the cathedral, the main Presbyterian church, the Baptist hospital, and the Nso Palace. There is also a market and other economic activities taking place. The population decreases as one moves away from these core areas. Now, the historical profile. Kumbo Council was created since 1977 out of the defunct Nso Area Council, which was created from the Southwestern Federation with headquarters in Ndop. Before the creation of the council, His Royal Highness the Fon of Nso, Sem Ata, administered Nso with assistance from the funds of Oku, Mbiame, Nse, Nkar, and Zin. These funds had a common council presided at by the Fon of Nso, where they planned and made rules to keep away all evils from their various fundums. The funds were members, and so shared boundaries with people of Kom, Boom, Babungo, Babesi, Fumban, Ntame, and Mbun. Each fund respected his own position, and there was no power wrangling. They lived in harmony with each other. Colonial administration grouped Nso, Bafut, Ndop, and native authorities to the Bamenda Southeastern Federation of Native Authorities in the 1940s. The Nso Native Authorities split up from the Union in 1960, and by 1st April 1961, the Nso Area Council was created, which administratively fell under a subdivision. Nso rose to a subdivision that is local government area now on November 4th, 1963, and became a full division that is county on December 15th, 1966. And according to the interim government's geopolitical nomenclature, it is qualified a county. Evolutionally, The Kumbo Council was created in 1977. Kimbo, which constitutes the largest part of the Kumbo urban municipality, is the center of the whole Kumbo town and has a long history behind it. It is the seat of Nso Fundum. Fon Simbum migrated in 1820 to Kimbo and started with the construction of the Nso Palace from Kovi Fem, which is the residence of the present Fon. The famous cathedral of the landmarks of Kumbo was constructed in 1955. Its foundation stone was laid by Sembu Atar, Fon of Unso, in February 1955, under the pastoral leadership of His Lordship Bishop P. Rogan. Now let's take a look at the brief Nso history. The Nso Fundum, a typical grass field of southern Cameroon's way of saying kingdom, since they call their king a Fon, was actually started by a woman, and this woman, Ngongso, was a princess of another tribe in the Adamawa regions of the Cameroons and Nigeria. But she left that tribe along with her two brothers when a dispute between lineage and succession arose in the early 13th. The three siblings traveled to the northwest, but before they could settle anywhere together, arguments arose and they each went their separate ways, each to establish a separate tribe. Small following of loyal friends arrived in the Kovi Fem area and established themselves as the benevolent rulers over the people that were already living there. After the death of Ngongso, one of her sons became Fon, and from that point forward, the position of Fon has been inherited by men, sons of the Fon Nso. The Nso tribe grew quickly, and the Fon's power came not from material wealth, but strong adherence to traditional hierarchy and the belief that the Fon was not just a single man, but the representation of all the ancestors ruling over the people. This meant that for the ruling class, these traditions were much more important than becoming rich. So over the years, the taboos, secret societies, and hierarchical structures of the Nso society transformed from beliefs to facts. For example, even people that have been educated abroad and spent time away from Banso will tell you that they can't explain why, but if you break certain societal rules, bad things eventually happen. In one recent incident that occurred before the arrival to the post, a few German volunteers living in Kumbo had a large quantity of electronics stolen from their apartment. They knew that the thief had to be among a certain group of people that were present on that night, and so after the police and gendarmes investigated and told them it was hopeless, the girls went to the Fon. Members from the Ngwerong Society, a secretsmen-only society that functions, amongst other things, as a peacekeeping force, went to each of the people on this list, inviting them to the palace on a certain date to swear that they were innocent of the crime. Every Banso man and woman know that if you lie in the face of the Fon and nobility, you will be cursed forever, and horrible things will happen to you according to the tradition. Now, the girls awaited, and the day before the appointed oath swearing was to take place, every single stolen item was found on their porch, wrapped in plastic. Pretty amazing power, isn't it? Well, after some time, no one seems to be able to give a good time estimate, but it would have to be before the arrival of the Germans to the Midland zones, that is in the late 18th. Now, the social organization, the Nso people have a very strong social spirit that can be compared to only a few ethnic groups within the Midland region of southern Cameroons. Traditionally, at the level of the family, there is a very strong bond between parents and children. More so, each family is attached to a big compound whose head has certain powers over the families that fall under it. He relates with the village head and at times with the Fon when need be. Here, there is a shrine where the ancestors are invoked in times of ill health, marriage, farming, etc. At the level of the village, there exists either a Shufai or a Fei who commands a lot of respect and authority, and is compared only next to the Fon, therefore he represents the Fon at this level. Like the head of the big compound, he performs certain rites to cleanse the village. Therefore, he is seen as a priest of the ancestral cult and relates directly with the Fon and contributes in enacting laws executed by Ngwerong. He also advocates in conflict that occur within the village. There are some Shufais who are traditional lineage heads with hereditary titles, Vibai Vewang. The ancestors of these lords were at Fem and served as close advisors to the fund. The second group, Vibai Vinso, came to Unso as independent chiefs and surrendered their royal prerogatives to the fund of Unso. They were thus allowed to rule their villages as Shufais. They are not admitted into the exclusive club of the seven Kebai Ke Samba. They include Shufai Senla of Kikai Kilaki, Shufai Dongrun, and Shufai Dongwen, both of Kichurum. The third group is known as Vibai Vepu or Vibai Dui. They are equally seven in number, and they're great lords who carry out the burial of the fawn and are charged with the maintenance of the royal grave huts. These include Bashwin, Shubui, Njavinu, Zim, Zenziv, Ntinting, Bambui, in replacement of Senlayer, Tawe, and Kongir. Now let's take a look at the secret society. Membership into secret societies is generally limited to certain classes or groupings. These societies are equally close to the fun and to power, and their members are constituted from among the common or distant relatives of the royal lineage. In Gwerang, membership here is drawn from Unso male commons, nobles of no royal descent, Vibai, Zenzev, Tangkum, and Lun, the fun of Unso. Some sources hold that it was acquired at Kovifem when Shufai Tangkum surrendered it to the Unso people alongside his chieftaincy title in a bid to join the Unso people. Other sources hold that the Unso people had a form of Ngwerong which was only strengthened by that acquired from Shufai Tangkum. Now in Ngiri, this institution developed as a result of the fact that princes of Unso were forbidden from participating in the Ngwerung. This is because the Fon who was chosen from among the princes wielded too much power, and if princes who were the brothers of the Fon were to control Ngwerung, there would be no counterforce to absolute dictatorship by the royal family. There is a lot of confusion as to when Ngiri was created or by whom. However, its Tikar origin is clear, especially from Bamun. This could be justified by the fact that most tribes have close link with the Bamun, and the Bamun themselves have the Ngiri society. This institution grew to a point where it started usurping the functions of Ngwerong. This was checked in 1935 when Ngwerong agents raided and destroyed the Ngiri shrine. Some degree of rivalry still occurred though. Membership into Ngiri is limited to princes and the Dui. Before 1935, princesses could belong to Ngiri, but today, no woman is allowed. The Ngiri is strictly considered by the Inso people as a princely fraternity with little administrative functions. However, some senior members of Ngiri are advisors to the fund and do participate in some policy issues. The Manjong. This institution evolved as the traditional militia and an organ from waging war when the Inso people were still at Kovifem, in the absence of any formal army. In Inso man fit enough, brave enough, and patriotic enough belonged to the Manjong. This was a very important institution, given the need at the time to protect the Inso people and land and to carry out policies of spreading Inso hegemony. Members supplied their own weapons and war attire and were always ready when summoned by the traditional war drum. Mfomi and other military titles developed. The Manjung later acquired the Mfu War Lodge from the Bamum as war booty, and it has become a very important lodge today. Other lodges created include Nchoro, Juing, and Meku. In the absence of intertribal wars, members of the Manjung showed their prowess during the Fon's annual hunting expedition in its two reserves of Mboka and Bokuiven. This has died out with the prohibition by the government of the killing of most wild animals. Presently, the members of the four lodges of the Mahjong simply meet regularly, share wine, and discuss issues concerning the Unso people and information from the palace. However, the functions of the Manjung have been redirected towards communal labor. It is very active in construction and maintenance of roads, bridges, schools, and more. As you know, we're in the drafting season, which is why we'll continue this piece with the Nkom local government area, Jakiri local government area, Nko local government area, and Mbiame local government area. But for now, we've come to the end of our editorial for tonight. If you want more such beautiful articles, kindly visit our website at www.abcambertv.com for more. Subscribe, become a club member, and a part of this winning strategy. Find out payment details on your screen. I am Star Smart, reporting for Undaunted ABC Amber TV.
Well, you're welcome back. I'm sure that you learned a thing or two from that. Now, moving on to today. BUI is a beautiful place. Aside the fact that it has made its environment, its county, a place where the colonial military forces would not be comfortable in. I mean, we've heard all of the good records coming in from BUI. It has tourist attraction places. It also has beautiful local government areas, beautiful people as well. Let's find out the environmental and the tourist attraction places where you can go to in BUI.
BUI County is the subject matter for tonight. As promised, we will move into the other local government areas in BUI County. We brought to you the first local government area. Today we'll continue with Unkum Local Government Area. Description of the council area. The Unkum Council area corresponds to the Unkum Local Government Area, one of the 6 administrative units local government area of BUI County in the Midland region of southern Cameroon. This council area is bounded by 5 local government areas, namely Undu to the north, Vane to the east, Kumbo to the south, Oku to the southwest, and Noni to the northwest. The surface area is estimated at 705.63 kilometers square, with about 120,000 inhabitants. Tatum Town, which is its capital, is situated some 25 kilometers from Kumbo, the BUI County capital, and about 135 kilometers from Bamenda, the chief town of the capital of the Midland region. Another local government area, the 3rd Jakiri Council, the homeland of Weber Joseph. The third description of this Jakiri local government area is one of the 6 municipalities in BUI County in the Midland region of southern Cameroon. It is located some 80 kilometers from Bamenda on the ring road that passes through most of the county headquarters in the Midland region. At the center of Jakiri, the road branches off to Fumban in the west region of La Republic du Cameroon. The local government area covers the same administrative and geographical area as the local government area. It covers a surface area of about 675 kilometers square and a population of about 90,000 inhabitants. It shares boundaries with the following councils in BUI County, with Kumbo to the north, Elak Oku to the west, and Mbiame to the east. To the south, it shares boundary with Babesi from Ngoketunja County, and to the southeast, it shares boundary with Bangoran from the west region. Villages of the Jakiri Council: Anse, Barare, Bear, Bui, Fakui, Gratang, Jakiri, Kifom, Kinkadze, Kinsejam, Chicho, Kutaba, Kwanso, Limbo, Lip Umbokam, Mantum, Ubonkam, Umbokija, Mbonjong, Mbonge, Mengu, Mensai, Zimbo, Zeremnyam, Zevshakam, Ngang, Ngomrin, Nkarkwi, Katsin, Nku, Noi, Nsom, Ntonka, Ntoti, Nsembang, Ntuni, Ntu, Nyang, Rang, Runtong, Sarkong, Shi, Shukai, Shukov, Sop, Tan, Taron, Tashem, Tavire, Tavisa, Senkov, Vekovi, or Waikov, Wainama, Wainkar, Wasi, Wim, Yer Ntarmi. Now to the Nkor Council, description of the municipality. Nkor Council area engulfs the entire Noni local government area, which is found in BUI County of the Midland region of southern Cameroon. The estimated surface area of Nkor Council is 325.7 square kilometers. The population is sparsely settled across the council area under 10 traditional fundums with 6 principal concentration zones along the Noni Ring Road at Mbinon, Lasin, Nkor, Dom Din, and Njotin. Nchine, May, Ngeptang, Nkale, and Bamti are some major quarters linked to the principal population concentration zones of Mbinon, Nkor, and Din, respectively. The Nkor Council was created by Colonial Presidential Decree number 93/322 of 25th November 1993. This decree also stated that Nkor Council shall have the same administrative boundaries as Noni local government area. Curiously, the decree that created Noni local government area stated that the administrative boundaries of the local government area shall be defined in a separate text, which text has never seen the light of day. Consequently, neither do the boundaries of the Nkor Council nor those of the Noni local government area are defined. However, the boundaries of the Noni customary court area are well known and well defined on IGN Nkambe sheet of 1972. Curiously, in spite of the foregoing fact, Nkor Council has boundary disputes with the Nso tribe in the southeast, Oku tribe in the south, Kom tribe in the west, and Boom tribe in the north. The population of this council area is about 100,000 inhabitants. This population is predominantly of the Noni ethnic group, sparsely settled across the council area under 10 traditional fundums, with 6 principal concentration zones along the Noni Ring Road at Mbinon, Lansing, Nkor, Dom, Din, and Njotin. In addition to the indigenous Noni population, there is a growing trend for settler populations in the council area. A significant Fulani population, grouped into some 8 Ardorites, is scattered across the entire council area, while a small colony of Nso extraction migrated from the neighboring Kumbo local government area and settled in Dome around Banten and Fofweng, and in some areas of Njotin around Bu, Umbin, and Keri, commonly referred to as Njotin So. The village of the Nkor Council, Ashanko, Awinko, Bamtidin, Bandivnjotin, Bunti, Vungoidom, Chamfung Njotin, Chowdom, Diwiledin, Ebanya Mbinon, Ebwewe Lasin, Ego Njotin, Ejungu Lasin, Enjong Mbinon, Enkowe Nko, Entange Lasin, Etakum Nko, Fibwedin, Fontin Jotin, Gagi Jotin, Benvule Nko, Gi Mbinon, Gofungdin, Jeng Lasin, Kiba Vukenko, Kichanko, Kinengti Njotin, Kochinko, Lafele Njotin, Mbamdom, Menko, Meyesin Jotin, Muntale Nko, Nchini Mbinon, Ngalasin, Ngaidin, Ngangangedin, Ngetangdin, Nkalidin, Nkalidin, Nsusi Dom, Nfum Mbinon, Ntolasin, Nyalinko, Vundin. And now, the last but not the least is Mbiame Council. Description of the municipality. Mbiame Council area is found in Vane local government area in BUI County of the Midland region. It is located some 27 kilometers northeast of Kumbo, capital of BUI division. It is bounded to the southwest by Kumbo, southeast and east by the Noun division western region of La Republic du Cameroon, north by Donga Matun County of Ambazonia, and Adamawa of La Republic du Cameroon. It has a surface area of 575 kilometers square, number of inhabitants about 70,000 inhabitants, and number of villages 32 villages, namely Rifem, Kovki, Mbonso, Tanya, Koko, Lam, Shuken, Mbande, Kingstem, Re, Mboshong, Kovshong, Mantum, Mbonstem, Old Camp, Shancho, Leap, Tamborang, Munyu, Bonchari, Zenkir, Nkonin, Basan, Mbola, Sang, Shukov, Ngung, Kovjo, Tiwong, Mbokov, Ngoring, Njanawa. Although some areas are cosmopolitan, 4 ethnic groups can be distinguished in the whole subdivision: Mbiame Lamso, Fulanese, Yambas, and the Bamont. We cannot end this talk over without giving you a reason BUI County is a destination post-independence. Let's take a look at the touristic sites and cultural attractions in BUI County. Gonzo Cultural Week. In the 1950s, the people of Nso started an annual Cultural Week festival to celebrate Nso hero, mother, warrior, and founder of Nso land, Yaya Ngonzo. It is also known that Yaya Ngonso was the first Fon of Nso. A Fon is the head of the traditional government, just in case you didn't know. The Cultural Week has since been named the Ngonso Cultural Week and is celebrated annually, usually in December. The second is the Kumbo Cathedral. Built in the 1950s, Kumbo Cathedral is constructed entirely from stones. The cathedral is located at the top of the square hill, dominating the town's landscape. The cathedral is the seat of the bishop since the creation in 1983. The third is Lake Oku. It is a beautiful crater lake surrounded by lush forest on the Bamenda Plateau in the Midland regions of southern Cameroon. It is located at 2,227 meters, that is about 7,306 feet on Mount Oku, and is completely surrounded by cloud forest. The lake lies in an explosion crater formed in the last phase of development of the Oku Massif, a large volcanic field with a diameter of about 100 kilometers. Mount Oku is a stratovolcano that rises to 3,011 meters, that is 9,879 feet. The lake is the subject of many myths among the local people. The lake is the only known habitat of the Lake Oku clawed frog. The surrounding Kilum Ijim forest is a nature reserve set up by BirdLife International and home to many rare species. Kilum, the fourth, Kilum Mountain Forest Reserve. The Kilum Ijim Forest is an area of mountain rainforest in southern Cameroon's Midland region. It is found on Mount Oku and the nearby Ijim Ridge in the Amazonian mountains, with Lake Oku lying in a crater in its center. It is the largest area of Afro-montane forests left in West Africa. The area is an important one for biodiversity, including the endemic Bannerman's turaco and banded wattle-eye. The forest is a focus of a successful community conservation project, the Kilum Ijim Forest Project, which works to protect the forest. The project is a collaboration between the Colonial Ministry of the Environment and BirdLife International, and purportedly focuses on sustainable use of the forest, local management working to benefit both the biodiversity and local development. The program works so well that the boundaries of the forest, as mapped by satellite imagery, are expanding, and the success of the idea has led to another sister project in Amazonia, the Bamenda Highlands Forest Project. The Kilum Ijim Forest is an area of land which has extreme biodiversity, ranging from tropical rainforests to lake biomes. To keep the rainforest sustainable and available for future use, control of areas of the Kilum Forest have been handed over to the locals to preserve and sustain. Now, fifth, waterfalls. The Tolun, Kenshin, Enfwe, Tankon, Mbancham, Ketse, Kingomen, and so many more. Now, caves for the six. Caves, we have Mvek Yenfon, Nkwe, Mvek Ngailai, Mvek Tamfon, Tonko, Mvek Mawes, Kinaki, Efiane, Ekak, Imfe, Kingomen, and more. Then the seventh would be the Soul of Oku Museum, aka SUM. It is a cultural and touristic center in the Oku Palace. It has a craft shop for local objects of art and a cafe. The Soul of Oku Museum, that is SOOM SUM, is a non-profit making permanent institution in the service of the Oku people and of their development, and open to the public. It acquires, conserves, researches, communicates, and exhibits for purposes of study, education, and enjoyment, material evidence of the people and their environment. It equally runs a craft shop for marketing of local objects of art and a cafe where you can consume Oku brand of organic coffee, Oku white honey, and other locally made fufu cakes. The Oku Fons Palace is the traditional administrative organization which manages the culture of the Oku. The SUM found in the palace was created for public display of information and antiquities related to the custom and traditions of the Oku people. This equally serves to raise funds for the promotion and conservation of the cultural heritage. The eighth is the Unso Palace. The palace consists of various traditional buildings decorated with wood carvings surrounding with two courtyards where the fawn is customary to sit to receive his people or his advisors. The center of the first course is Ngongso, the statue of the first queen of the Unso people, according to legend. Stands other traditional buildings also decorated with wood carvings. The headquarters of sacred societies responsible for assisting the fawn in his work. And the company in Werong Ingiri, a mosque was also built next to them, although most of the Unso are Christians. The ninth is the Kovi Fame Forest, reserve where it is said to be the origin of the Unso people. All of the guarded tradition and history in Kovi hints that it is not only a place full of shrines and sacred sites, but that also means that it is the oldest tract of forest left in the area because no one is allowed to cut down trees or poach in the sacred forest. 10. The Musa Heritage Gallery. It is an art in Kumbo, Amazonia. It houses a collection of over 400 art objects that were mainly created between 1970 and 2000 and range from bamboo work to wood carvings, from basketry to pottery. The museum is a place for exchanges and education where art opens paths for better understanding of history and traditions from the grass fields of Amazonia. Musa Heritage Gallery is short Moose Arts Gallery, also known as the Grassfield Museum, was established in December 1996 in honor of the Amazonian artist Daniel Kanjong Musa, who lived 1930 to 1995, and his eldest son John Uniwo Musa, who lived 1956 to 1996. The Moose Art Gallery has been active in propagating the Unso's cultural heritage. The museum has been at the forefront in Unso traditional artistry and craftsmanship. Art Gallery has a collection of over 400 objects, most of which were created between 1970 and 2000. These vary and diverse range from bamboo works, wood carvings, basketry to pottery. The museum continues to acquire contemporary Southern Cameroonian arts and crafts while maintaining a major focus on the Western Grassfields region. The region is internationally renowned for having used masterpieces of African art. Now, these objects were appropriated by colonial missionaries and officers and removed from their place of origin to museums in Europe or the United States. Masterpieces of Grassfield art are today in foreign museums. The statue of Ngongso, founder of Unso Kingdom, is kept in a museum in Germany. In Unso, there is an outcry for this statue to be returned to its people. Among the 400 objects and works of art exhibited, visitors can admire carved masks, wood statues, and other objects made by the Musas between 2000. There are other objects collected from the grass fields, such as traditional musical instruments, hunting gadgets, metalworks, bamboo objects, and pottery. Temporary exhibitions are also sometimes proposed. 11. The Undurum Mount. 12. An earth slave road dug by the Germans to Sang Ferry through the waterfall. 13. The beautiful landscapes at Kishong where the Mboboros settled. 14. The Nsei Palace for its traditional artifacts. 15. The beautiful landscape peak at D and Yankitari. 16. The Nkar Palace. Right now, we have a video which is a foretaste of tonight's draft and why we have to draft bigly. It shows the enthusiasm and state of the constituent county. It's time to watch.
Well, good evening and welcome. You have a lot to watch tonight, and I believe you will watch many more videos. We had to interrupt, but I would say that the wait was necessary. You were just listening about the history, the culture, the way of life, rich and wealthy region of a portion of Amazonia. This is something that is not found in the National Geographic, not because anthropologists, historians do not have it in their libraries, but because of a master calculation to disappear a people and their reality or originality. Now we take the advantage of every draft day to get into these counties and the rich wealth of culture to expose it to the world. We are aware that the world is watching us on this platform. So we take this opportunity to expose the traditions and cultures of the people and also to educate our people. A lot of Amazonians watching from the home front as they were getting these facts were commenting. And this is just of BUI County. Think about the 13 counties of Amazonia. Amazonia is a rich home, is a rich place. There's so much we're going to share. And here with me tonight is the chairman of BUI County, Shea Yimbu. We also have War, I hope I pronounced the name very well, a comrade from BUI County. Permit me, I cannot pronounce it wrongly. It's not authorized. So permit me to go through and be very sure that I have the right pronunciation. But aside from him, we do have Barrister Fru Johnson and Barrister Tim Besea. The two of them always help us in this. So we have War Mi Ntanyin. I hope that is done rightly, but he will be talking to us shortly, and I believe that he will give a correction if I made a mistake. We will have a short musical break from a son of BUI who has hit the world of music exceptionally. You remember some years ago, we were told in our schools that our languages are inferior, that our music is not beautiful, and that our way of living was sauvage. They called us Lebaminda. You have seen recently a Bulu standing in front of camera saying that our sisters smell. That's how far they could go. The truth is, they brought for us a primitive culture, the Mfang culture, and imposed in our mind. They told us it was superior and better, and we believed it. Today, ABC Amber TV has taken the mandate to re-educate, inform Amazonians that have a superior culture in the entire South African region. In fact, the Butter Dance happens to be the same high life that Nigeria has used to escalate themselves into the world of excellence and music. So let's watch Mr. Leo as we come back to commence this discussion. Stay tuned.
We gather, light up a fire. We getting higher. We feel the power. Oh, G. Mshatima, Vendula. Motherland is such a paradise. How long before we realize? Savannah and Sahara unite. Light up one before your life. We dancing through the night. Landra with the lodging lador. With the machangin changlina. Oh, our changlina. Gio. Stop to flow. The mountains will always keep our gold. So let us dream alive. Nyovadena with the Mayua, Mshiajima, freedom of the mind. Afienaru ilafanaku, Afienaru ilafanabu. Idudun from here, Saro. Light up a fire. We getting higher. We feel the power. Oh, Abatia, Verbatia Kongadema, Verbatia Chenga Chenga, Verbatia Yovabena. Safovira. No, no, no. No, no, no. Vikir vitu vena kalimera. Sado will pujina. Ay, ay, ay. Abay, ay, ay, ay.
I feel like the music should not end. This is sweet music done in Lamsa. Can you, for any reason, believe again that Douala and Bulu Umfang was the only vernacular that could have been used to do music? That's what they said. So you understand it better today. Music done in Amazonia. Rate it at any level. I tell you with no fear of contradiction, Mr. Leo, for the past decade, remains the best in the Cameroons put together. Pure sweet music, high life, done perfectly in Lamso. I will not waste one more minute of your time. Let me bring the panelists to introduce themselves. I have with me, like I said earlier, I have with me Barrister Fru Janso. I have with me Barrister Tim Besea. I have Shea Yimbo. I have Wu. In fact, you have to pronounce your name. Shay,
Yeah,
it's your you cannot be giving us the dark light. Come on the camera so we can see you. Good evening, greetings everyone. Thank you for being patient. The wait was necessary. We've gone down into BUI. We've discovered some history, some culture, some touristic sites, and we're looking forward to win the war and to go back to BUI and start business. Greetings, Barrister Fro. Greetings, Barrister Team.
yeah. Good evening, Paddy. Thank you very much. Like you rightly said, my name is Barrister Fru. I'm amazed by the cultural heritage of the people of Bui. In fact, I have learned a lot today about Bui that I didn't know before. I mean, the culture, the people. I mean, the number of local government areas and the villages and the cultural heritage of the people. It's amazing. It's amazing. Thank you very much for inviting me.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. Barrister Team, please.
Yeah, thank you, Paddy, for inviting me. Thank all the Bui people and all our spectators. You see, something we did wrong in the past must never be allowed to happen again. We should never let someone tell our story for us. We have to tell our own story. I think from Bui, I thank that lady who did that documentary. And I may go to suggest it is possible. Let us reduce these things into writing so that they become part of our own archives. And so, and going forward again, other countries should emulate this example. Bui is so peculiar. Created in 1966, it was not created in 1966 alone. It was created in 1966 along with Momo and Dian.
Mhm.
Until then, there were only 6 counties in the whole of southern Cameroon: Victoria, Kumba, Mamfe, Bamenda, Wum, and Kambe. And so with the creation in 1966, you see these people have come out to be so unique. They are very, very unique in whatever thing they do.
Yeah.
From their culture to what they have brought, they are accepted from abroad. If you go further from what you said and from what we know, Bui is a concentration of Christian churches, Catholics, Presbyterians, Baptists, all alike. It did not just come for religion. In BUI, you find concentration of institutions. The Catholic Heart Center, the Presbyterian and the Baptist churches and schools. So this is so exemplary. Again, we shall never let others tell our story. We shall
Never.
tell our stories. It was a mistake, whoever thought about it, that only the dwellers could sing and dance, or only the Bulus could do anything. We are better than them, and we shall prove that we are better than them in every aspect of it. We, in particular, is not somewhere hanging around Victoria with an ocean there that brings them development from abroad. It's hanging on the hills. Almost until now, we know how to reach there. But they have survived and survived eternally. I remember reading somewhere where the only Falano, the Falano himself, they were told, refused to move out of his palace to meet the almighty Ahiju. Ahiju went to see him in the palace. And so, it did not happen so with the Dwala kings or whatever thing, with the chief Owana of Yaoundé and so on and so forth. So we have something to show. I guess, and I believe, La Republic is learning a lot from us. Our neighboring countries, Nigeria, Central Africa, and other countries around the world are learning that BUI is a country, but it is a country in itself. It can survive. I remember in my early days hearing how the BUI people defended their local water supply from the so-called snake and drove them away. No other person did that, even in Amazonia. So congratulations to BUI. Forward ever, backward never.
Backward. Thank you very much. Your interlude or monologue was huge. It was unexpected. So we're pleading with other counties to emulate BUI. BUI is always proactive to send to us scripts. It's true, this was not given to us by BUI. We did the responsibility, work with some other airlines. We made extractions from writings of the furlong. We did part of this work since last year to have compiled this history of BUI. And we're working same with other counties, but we are calling the officials of the counties to work with us. I'm calling my very special SOS for education and strategic collaboration to take this seriously. Help us to work with different counties, put the artifacts together, put the history together, so that your county is not left out. Amazonia is rich in their languages, in their different cultures, the way we express ourselves in dance and everything. We have one of the best meals from Africa. Everything about us is best. And these are some of the things we'll be talking about tonight. To tell our people why we need to reclaim our land, own it, and send away the colonizers. Thank you, Shay, for coming. You're really on this platform, but as it is said, it's only during important occasions that you can remove the front from his palace. And we don't remove you for anything. You've come for a big duty. It's your day. Take the floor, mount the stage, and give us a welcome speech. I'm expecting one motivational speech this evening. Now, and when we get transition to the Zoom. The floor is yours, please. No, your sound. Unmute yourself, and maybe we need to see your handsome face more. So you want to come up. I know you're using the portrait, but you want to come up, yeah, closely. Perfect. Unmute yourself and give us your sound, please. I can't get your sound from the system. It's like you were muted. Just speak now. Let me see.
Okay, can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
I cannot get. I can hear you, but I cannot. I can get. I can hear you, but I don't. I need to get Shay. Shay, speak. Let me hear.
Thank you very much, Mr. Director. Are you hearing me now?
Amazing. That voice. I couldn't have gone to bed peacefully tonight if I didn't hear it. Please, the floor is yours.
Yes, I want to thank you so very much. And I thank our fellow panelists, Barrister Team, Barrister Pajo, Pa John, War Mintanin, and Amazonians and fellow well-wishers. We are here today, and this is our day. We have fought for 7 years. Before we start today, I just want to remind us all, please keep in your mind always, Amazonians, fellow countrymen, that we never started this war. We never started a war at any time. This war was declared unto us in 2017 by the octogenarian president of French Cameroon, Paul Biya. And therefore, hide not your claws, hide not your weapons. Stand straight, pull on your face and fight. I just want to tell you that we are in self-defense because we never ever, even right up till now, 7 years, we have not crossed into French Cameroon. We are a civilized people, and we are just asking the world, we're just asking nature to let us be in our own space in this world. That is why we are fighting. We are fighting to restore, for the recognition of our restored statehood. We are fighting for the recognition of our restored statehood. And there is nobody who will break our backs. I just want to say, you lie to yourself. You are lying to yourself if you for any one moment will think that Amazonia will be defeated. We will never be defeated. This runs in our bloodstream. It is in our DNAs. You can kill all of us now, right now. But I tell you, the unborn Amazonian child will fight you. You will never sleep. And that is why we are here today. If I were you, French Cameroon, I would say, well, let us go and talk about this. Find a good settlement out of this and live as peaceful, friendly nations to come. Because this fight, you will waste your citizens as you're wasting your soldiers. You will waste Amazonians as you're killing us like mosquitoes and grasshoppers. But I tell you, if you kill to the last man, you will not kill the spirit, and you can never kill this revolution. It is an ideology. It is God-given. We are fighting for ours. We are not fighting for anything that is anybody's. Our country was given to us by God. It is a national territory with its history, with its boundaries, with its anthem, with a people, with a government that you thought that you had destroyed in the 60s. No, sorry, you did not. So we are here today to foster on, and we say, stop killing, and look for a negotiated settlement out of this. We can be very good brothers and sisters, good nations, living together, making the Gulf of Guinea the jealous jewel of everybody in this world. There is no need for this cruelty. There is no need for this war that is taking a toll on our populace on both sides. You, La République, and us, Amazonians, former British Southern Cameroons. That is who we are. We will never be French Cameroonians, no. But we can coexist with you. We have fought for 7 years. There is no turning back. We will never turn back. You have killed and killed and killed, decimated our territory, burned our villages, destroyed our traditions. But unfortunately for you, it runs in our DNA. Your brother, Esomba, has been telling you, do not fight those people because you cannot defeat them militarily. Discuss with them and look for a way out. And recently, he told you to use another weapon. Fight them with their own brothers. Buy their brothers and fight and let them fight each other. So that they will get tired or kill each other and you will just come and collect the booty. Sorry. The never again generation stands like caterpillars, bulldozers. We will bulldoze anything, any obstructionist that stands on our way, that wants to keep us into slavery forever. We will crush it, be it our own brothers and be it you or your masters. Thank you so very much.
Wow.
Thank you.
Wow. 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 Wow.
Thank you, Sheyimbo. That could only have been the intro of tonight's
That's amazing.
You have heard it. I'm going to plead with you, Comrade Wo, just give us a few minutes. We're going to come back to you. We cannot just keep what Shay has given now and get into another side of the discussion. But before we get to the next part, which I'm taking us into, I want to give credit. The attire, you saw our ladies today were dressed so beautifully. They were dressed, in fact, they were costumed by Kemi Ashu. Kemi Ashu took her time from the UK. I don't know where she got the outfits, located those same outfits, and actually advised how they can use it. Stars was a little bit bigger, so we had to reduce it. But Onyes was just fitting. So Kemi Ashu dressed them. You have seen them with this outfit, I think, 3 times. And every time they put it on, I think it's incumbent upon me and ABC Amber TV crew, all the members of ABC, to tell you, Kemi Ashu, thank you very much for doing that. This goes to every other Amazonian. I know you would like to have us dressed like this when it comes to your county. If you would make that gesture, we will not reject it. Nonetheless, the club members and patrons are doing a good job and they are dressing the ladies so beautifully. And we have other costumes like that of Midland. If you have a particular traditional outfit that you think you have not seen on the ladies, please do not hesitate to indicate, and we will make sure that they are dressed like that. It is an honor for us. This is the only platform we have to shout it abroad and to tell the world that we are a people. We exist truly, and nobody can stop us from existing. Right now, we've just heard from Shay, and this is not just talk. Maybe empty talk, like how we talk for pigeon. Maybe dirty talk for quarter. What we've heard from Shay is actually what is happening on the ground. And I would like Amo to take the story now, enter utamna for talk way, umamida upapa the year. We'll start pigeon news one of these days. And with Tori Pikin Su, we decide say today he want announce his presence. He go try for give with this report for what happened yesterday for Bui County for pigeon. Mash fire, Masasu.
Yes, my country people, I throw a salute for una. As soon as sabi the one another time, na undaunted pigeon news where Tori the high. Na that's also shake day. Now una Tori Pikin Su, aka talk and all. And as una hear na so I talk and all. Make una check because we go enter into the Tori proper. Make we mash fire.
The piece of cloth made in Ambazonia, a land brimming with history, courage, and the indomitable spirit of its people, a profound reflection of Ambazonia's collective identity and our unyielding struggle for freedom.
A full representation of who we are, what we are, the history, story, and the struggle. It's a piece of cloth you should have in your closet. It is woven into a rich tapestry of cultural heritage, traditions, and long-standing desire for self-determination. Proudly adorned with unique patterns and symbolizes unity in the Amazonian people.
The cloth's patterns and colors mirror the courage and hope that fueled their aspirations for a brighter future. Each thread represented a story of bravery, sacrifice, and the unwavering commitment to justice.
The piece of cloth, made in Amazonia, became more than just a garment. It transformed into a symbol of a call for recognition, worn proudly by Amazonians and their allies worldwide. It carried a message: we exist and we deserve to be heard. As long as the cloth adorns chests and shoulders, the spirit of Amazonia lives on, and the hope for a free and united land remains alive.
It happened na that's for number 14 day for this month. We see how we strong BUI warriors them turn our foot for ground na that's all I say na castle. For sure la Republic Bele then say kaki e no be leather. I say the boy dem don mean am. We sep small joy so e no dey for la Republic. Under General Talk and Do, we be strong man and big man for BUI warrior them don finish work for that side kpata. Just now as you dey look me, Tori boys who just buy a bread one time because the Tori na daso ngonya. Again na me Tori boys who, and as it is sweet us, it dey pain them. Look me again as I go talk and all after this break. I say country peoples, our boys in the bushes don't do am again for that side for BUI country. Major General Talk and Do and he boys them under he commander at a colonial council house for Takum. Takum a small village where it dey for Dankum local government area. We hear say the Balubeti terrorists them where then the claim say then the gather house don't quarry. Their name now so as I tell you my people now voices in the Sosongo. Yes. Make it not be like say Tori boys who the overtalk am. I go like say make una see am for una self.
Council raised down to ashes. Today, Friday, the 14th of July 2023. We are right here in Kum. You can see clearly written there, Kum Council. Yes, we are live in the field. Yeah, ARF, we warriors. Under Major General Talk and Do. We are live. We are live here. And the council this.
And the council this to don't burn them.
Don't put them down.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the BUI warriors under Major General Talk and Do.
So now economic sabotage.
One do economic sabotage, they don't start. We don't start.
We will destroy all things. We belong to the enemy. Yes, other council buildings in other areas should await our own action. Sabotage live. Yes, we there for Tatu. From local government area. They live. Live video. Yeah, today live. Live video. This is council building. We say no to any republic institution in our land. So this is part of economic sabotage done by Restoration Force of BUI under the command of Major General Talk and Do. As you can see live here, happening in Tatu, to be precise.
Una dey see am, I know say una don see am for una self. Kunya na so the boys them don't show we again. They don't show we say they no dey fear face. Na so they say shake you know dey. As the terrorists dem, the show we say they get different kind of belle dem wey dem dey call am say mix petrol wey grandpa bia na im don send dem this time. If you get K2 red cap, you get K2 black cap, K2 green cap. I don't know if K2 yellow cap dey, but the boys dem dey jam all dem for sure say their place no dey. As una dey see am so, dem throway popcorn for that place sotey la republic thief pipo dem no fit even turn up 1 minute for that place. Dem dey claim say dem dey look up building, but time wey our boys dem enter for the place na so dem enter bush dem tuama. I say dem disappear. Dem enter Sosongo sotey our warriors dem enter the place, flop the whole place, scatter all things sotey burn the house. My people, we BUI warriors dem no get time for play. As it tori the show, 4 for la republic thief pipo dem wey carry gun fall down flat. Country pipo dem, tori never finish. E remain na for we wey know say we no fit carry groundnut. Make we help the boy dem so that make dem stand strong for front ground. Again, we BUI warriors dem dey call all our republic terrorists dem wey still dey for Ambazonia. Dem dey say make dem surrender all their weapons for Ambazonia Restoration Force because say if dem surrender am, dem go leave dem make dem enter country free. Una sef sabi say BUI na place wey mbele no dey enter comot, wey e mean say all man must shake skin. Make we put hand for pocket, make we give small thing, groundnut, sugarcane, say na kwili no be so. Last we strong BUI warriors dem dey call all man, papa, mami, pikin, friends, any man wey you know say you dey support this struggle for see say Southern Cameroon go get e free last. Dem dey call say make una put support so that they go fit continue for this struggle and they go stand for front and they go match fire. Una sabi say motor no dey waka if petrol no dey inside no. Na that's way all our boys dem dey call. We BUI boys dem say as wey e don happen so, dem don stand for front line and dem dey strong, dem no dey fear. They say make una put small thing and make una gather this Saturday for BUI draft. I go see una for there. Mr. President Mola Sako, the wait una too for there. Make we match fire. Again na una tori pikin so, and I thank all una wey join me today for this undaunted pidgin news. My name na Tori Pikinsu and I go dey bring una tori for home front and for ground one.
Yeah, Master Su, you don't try your own. Thank you for that one. For people who don't bomb picking them. Any my don't bomb picking, you self sabi, see where you bomb picking there, you see down the creep, the worker, the run. You have to find you plenty. The other day, we hear President himself come over outside. He cry, he call all man. For people who never hear him, I want to hear him again. And we'll come back for talk small. Anytime we people they organize the draft this evening, one week we will stop. The idea for today name now talk plenty. Now for make sure say we help all man for chuck your hand in the pocket, most small thing. If you want make BUI people begin match fire, make 2 red cap, blue cap, green card come together, they jam them. Like what they jam them so for BUI. Then today, na day where you supposed to shake skin. When I hear must way Masasu talk. So more here for president, when we come back, we'll hear from Mr. Wu, and then we'll begin talk small the wait until people don't join the draft. As I talk for una, so plenty people don't already join draft. Want me many more people join the draft. Once una plenty don't join the draft, we'll see how the matter will happen. Then we will hand over the mic for President we go drive today. Una hear him.
fellow Ambazonians, all the warriors, ARFs of Ambazonia, all sons and daughters of Bui, whether you are a Fon, whether you are a She, all the great sons and daughters of Solan in the diaspora and on the home front, all valiant warriors, financial warriors in Ambazonia from the 13 counties, supporters of this resistance. This is a call to duty. This is a call of destiny. The county by county draft tour commences and kicks off this Saturday, the 15th of July 2023 in the great county of Bui. I want to enjoin all of us, lovers of Ambazonia. If the blood of Ambazonia is flowing through your veins, wherever you may be, this is the call to answer. This Saturday at 8 p.m. Amber time, all roads lead to Kumbo. We are gathering on Zoom for the first county to be drafted in 2023. Please, we cannot have any excuse again for not drafting, because no stranger or neighbor, no matter how mad he is, will advise me or you to starve our own children. That will be the height of foolishness. It doesn't make sense for us to dwell in disagreements and refuse to do the needful, and refuse to save our people, refuse to support our resistance in the midst of flying bullets. That is unthinkable. I'm inviting us to get ready to give the Bui warriors, the Bui county, all the support they deserve. They have shown extraordinary unity of purpose, and all of them deserve support. I call on all of you to join me this Saturday 15th at 8 p.m. Ambazonia time, and let's make Ambazonia proud. Let's use this opportunity to send a message to the naysayers and to those who counted the revolution as ended, and those who are those blacklegs who are doubting our result, and all those who want us to fail. Let's send a message to them, and let's send a message to our troops. Let's send a message to our forces that we are here and that Amazonia is free. It all depends on us. It doesn't depend anymore on the enemy. Our freedom is in our hands. Thank you all. As you share this message to somebody, by every means possible, share this message and let Amazonia gather for Amazonia. God bless you.
Just to err on the president, I'd like to ask this rhetorical question. If you're looking at what is happening along the Boingo Ketunja axis, and you are not passionate enough as an Amazonian to support them, these two counties, are you sure that you want us to attain freedom? It's a rhetorical question. If you cannot support Ngoketunja morally, financially, you cannot support Bui morally, financially, especially if you have the means, are you sure you want us to be free? You can sleep with that. But Comrade Wo, I'm with you now. Please, you will pronounce that name yourself on this platform, and we'll be listening. Please, you have the mic.
Yeah,
We
can
are
you hear
here.
me?
Yes, I can hear you very loud and clear.
Okay. Thank you, Director Paddy.
Advertiser, move that bottle then. I know so we will see your face, but not advertise the bottle for we. They know I pay we money, so no advertise them. You don't listen, I only advert flop for your table. Move all team we live in an advert. Go ahead. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Director Paddy, and thank you to all the panelists. Welcome to all Ambazonians glued to our mother TV, ABC Amber TV. I want to say this is a great opportunity for us to be able to identify ourselves, to present ourselves for who we are, and tell the enemy, you guys are kidding. We are not giving up. People need to know that we are in a fight. We are in a deal. We are in an expensive deal where the enemy feels that we are going to give up. If you go through different and many other liberation wars, you discover that the role of the game is resistance. Who is going to stay to the last moment? And that is what La Republic is gunning on. La Republic is saying, oh, they're going to get tired. They're going to get tired. And of course, when they get tired, they will surrender and come back. Like Chairman Shea said, I have bad news for them. We are not giving up. Not now, not tomorrow. We are not giving up. And since they have discovered that they cannot defeat us at war, they have employed enemies around us. They have injected all type of venom to make us fight each other. Like in the Bible said, at the end of the days, brothers will fight brothers, sister will fight sister. My brothers and sisters, you gotta know the name of the game. La Republic wants to use us to fight us, and then they will sit like Iago in Othello, one of Shakespearean books, Shakespearean plays. Iago sits and he says, looking at Othello, tearing himself with his friends, and he says, "Work my medicine, work my medicine of destruction," and he's enjoying the medicine is working. La Republic that your medicine will not work. Ambazonians, we are in a fight for survival. We cannot give up. We cannot give up. Guess what? If we give up, look at what is happening all over Amazonia. They will slaughter all of us. What do you expect our valiant ARFs? What do you expect them to do? To abandon their weapons, to abandon their guns, and go to where? And get killed? What do you think of your land? Your God-given land. Freedom is not given. You will never have it on the platter of gold. You have to fight for it, and we will fight and fight and fight. Those of us outside here, the financial warriors, like President Sarko said, we have to fight with our pockets. War is a very expensive venture. It is a very expensive venture, and we have to fund it if we have to keep on fighting and fighting. When we go to Eritrea, when you go to South Sudan, you discover they fought for 10 years, 20 years. Why did they continue to fight for 10 years, 20 years? Because they said, we will not give up until we have our country. Amazonia will not give up until we have Amazonia. Not even the last man standing. They're not going to take everybody. We will give up. And the only thing Amazonians have to do is stop fighting, stop complaining, stop whining like President Obama said during his convention. Get up, put on your shoes, get into your pockets, work, get money, fund the war. BUI is standing up, and BUI is holding the candle up, the mantle up. Let us support our fighters. Let us support our counties. Let us support our people, and we get La Republic out, because there is absolutely no one going to defeat us. It is us that can defeat ourselves. And obviously, and I can say it authoritatively, those their plans will not work, because even like I quoted a year ago in Othello, at the end of the day, Iago did not succeed. Evil will trample on virtue, but at the end of the day, virtue will always succeed. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. Get up, my people. Get up, support our fighters, support our people. Get into your pockets. Support, and support. The warriors, the warriors have been up there every day fighting. There is much that has been going on in silence. BUI acts in silence, and we just hear the results. Get up, support them, support the silence, and you'll get the results. Amazonia will be free, and it must be free. Thank you. I'll be coming back.
You just remind me of this beautiful song. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. But Zafru, if you know the chorus of it, you can take it. But that will be after.
Yes, I may not know the chorus, but I want to talk. Paddy,
go ahead.
Mbere no re enter BUI comot.
No one will enter comot.
Mbere no re enter BUI comot.
No, that.
You remember sometime on this show I said for us to take territory and keep it. Yeah. BUI and Ngokutunja are on their way to taking territory and keeping it.
Yes.
And we have to do everything today to help BUI, to give BUI the means to take and keep. They have made it impossible for Mbere to enter BUI and go back. Now they have to bring, yes, and come on. They have to bring back, they have to found all La Republic institutions, La Republic buildings, offices, council buildings, whatever they have started. If any Ambazonia is not saying this today and taking his hand deep into his pocket to make sure that we takes and keeps and continues to defend the homeland, then you are not for this revolution. We are here today to give it to BUI, to make sure that BUI takes and keep. No Mbere can enter BUI and come out. No Mbere and come out. No Mbere will enter BUI and come out. I'm calling on all Ambazonians. I don't know where you are in the world. I don't know where you are in the world, but this whole world. Please dip your hand in the pocket and give to BUI, because they are making Ambazonians proud. It's the first county that is going to take and keep. They are on their way. And the first step is to make sure that Mbere enter and not the come out. That is the first step. The second step, you saw it yourself. You saw it when that council building was on flames. And that is how institutions of La Republic will go on flames in BUI. But we must give them a helping hand. All Ambazonians, I don't care how much you give and where you are, please give BUI the means to continue to finish the job. And if you look at what is happening in BUI, you'll be proud of this struggle. You will be proud of this struggle, and you can go to bed and sleep. I don't want to look at the county and I go to bed and I'm turning from left to right and I don't know what tomorrow will bring. But BUI is making all of us proud. They have shown that La Republic cannot enter BUI anymore and say and go out. No. And let La Republic know that the sons that they are sending into BUI are not coming back. The same thing with Ngokutunja. This axis, I want to include Donga and Manton. Let Donga and Manton be watching very carefully and make sure that they take the relay from BUI and Ngokutunja and make sure that La Republic
is speaking up. Almost all the counties. Just a few days, we heard from Bangen, Kondo.
Yes,
getting into
exactly.
The counties are gradually picking up, and that is the spirit.
Yes,
as one man pull BUI. Go ahead, sir.
Yes, BUI. I'm calling on all of us, to dip our hands in the pocket today, and give it to BUI to make sure that they finish the job. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was feeling there. Nombele the enter BUI County come out. It never happened.
Come out.
That's in fact that's a policy in BUI. And they have a plan for that. But that's simply.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you, Paddy, for giving me another opportunity. Now, I want to say, you don't talk to me, we talk pigeon. I talk that pigeon fine. You know, now for BUI, we did today so. And for BUI, the only thing where I will start and say, La Republique, it will be so dull. You learn nothing, you know nothing. And if you take your lessons from BUI, you'll be a better guy, you'll be a better country, you have better leaders. What does BUI mean? The chairman just told us this restoration struggle is an ideology. You cannot fight an ideology with a gun, with a spear. That has been said many times before. But you turn a blind eye to it. But again, this is BUI. BUI have produced more than fighters.
Yeah.
It has produced intellectuals. And let me take you back from 1972. In 1972, when you thought about your referendum, the Funchals, the Indales, they met in Fondong's house to even think of a resistance. You cowed them. You drove them away. 40 years after that, the quest did not die. resurrected. And it has become what you can no longer control. In 2017, Wilbur, the son of Bui, told you two things. Bui people don't run away from war; they fight war. I challenge you to come and see if you win. That was true in 2017. It is true today. Again, Wilbur told you something again. He said, "Look, when this war will start, you can fight it. You can bring all your army from France and join us. You will not win. It has done more than that. You have brought the army from France. In addition to that, you have brought some from China. You have not won. So you are not winning anything. This is a dangerous zone for you." At the same time, almost around the same time, another son of Bui, a respected Christian, the highest person you could find in the Catholic Church in Cameroon, the late Cardinal Tumi, told you, go and negotiate with every option on the table, even including secession. He did not listen. And here we are. He ventured to go into Bui. And again, in 2018, he thought he could kill the revolution. He went to Nigeria and caught Sisiko and others who were leaders and jailed them. He purported to have cut the head of the revolution. At the time, nobody was even fighting. And here we are. We are fighting 10 times better than what we fought. We were even talking in 2018. The revolution continues. And so here is Bui. Let me just say that we're all Bui people, the Buans, or whatever name we'll give it. We're Buans. We have to fight and fight. Even Bui alone and Go Kutunja and a few others. They will liberate southern Cameroon from you. This restoration thing is a fact. And so for all of us here, men and women alike, children and adults alike, make your own sacrifice. Yes, you kill Isobo, you kill no pity, and the war continues. So you're wasting your time. Killing 1, 10, 5 people is not going to stop the ideology.
You can't kill the spirit.
You cannot kill an ideology. You know if you kill ideology. So again, we are all thankful, God willing, that they allowed us, after the coup plotting exercise, we don't know what happened. God turned this thing to focus on Bui, where you're getting your hair. Have been somewhere else, would have been different. After the coup plotting, everybody, including your Yamande, you thought they were all dead, you thought we were gone. You never believe if you are gone to all the Ngambi people in a Kanlan, you thought why we don't win. Now, even after the coup plotting, which was supposed to be an internal affair, you're meeting your doom. You're meeting your hair. Thank you for the Bui fighters. Encouragement to the Bui fighters. Thank you for all those who have made it possible for them to do what they're doing. We encourage you, any other person, put your hand into your pocket, pull out the last penny of the widow's mite, and put into this basket, and see what will become of the struggle. Again, a Kelebe not enter for Bui come out. So,
No, Mbele enter.
yeah, those who can survive can go by themselves. Otherwise, your corpses will not be buried. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I know you see Shea Yimbu keeps putting off his video. It's because of the duty. Dr. Yaya, I'm missing you. You were supposed to be here now. They cannot be here because they are planning for tonight. Shea Yimbu, please come and liberate yourself and go. We need to hear your voice one more time. If you're there, put on your camera, talk to us really briefly, and so you can go and get yourself ready to welcome the president. The floor is yours, please. Where who's are you there? Can't talk for we small. You have just seen In fact, we have refreshed your mind. You are the one who made all those videos yesterday. We have refreshed your mind of all that your boys did from Boy, the voices in the bushes. And then it's so interesting to know that you are standing at the helm of one of the major targets of Amazonia by Yaoundé. All the Bolos, the Zakawas, and their allies from Central African Republic and Chad, they can't seem to understand what is happening in your county. Not just the beauty that is coming from your culture, your music. The best musicians in the Cameroons today are coming from Bui County. And we have you at a time when you're facing difficulties to mobilize your people in the diaspora, but you are able to mobilize your people at the home front. They are not backing down. The enemy has tried to penetrate either via Chumayaba or proxies from the house. They have used even the phone. It's interesting to highlight that the Bui people respect their culture. This is a land that is full of culture. With all of these challenges, looking at the images we have today, you talk to us on two things. What is your driving force? Number one. Number two, how do you feel that in spite of all of this, you are still flourishing big time? That will be your concluding statement with us for tonight, so you can go and get ready to welcome the president. Please talk to us.
Thank you so very much, Director, once more. You know, they say that where there is a will, there is always a way, and therefore our driving force. When you are fighting for what you know is genuinely yours and you are not a thief, Mr. Director, then you can fight until you die because you know that you're standing for the truth, and the truth will never hide. The truth will always get the pride of place, and therefore our driving force. We are pushing ahead because we have not taken anything from anybody. We are in our house. We have not gone out to knock at the neighbor's door. And therefore, when we grew up, we knew that both man and woman, when you are going to bed and it is dark outside and the forces of evil are outside, you shut your door and you say, we are going to bed. But if it so happens that our door is going to be broken into by the forces of evil, then we will have to fight. We will have to fight to protect our families. Therefore, our driving force. We are fighting to protect that which is ours. Everybody, every nation, every individual comes from somewhere on this earth, where they call homeland, where they call their own country, where they can make noise and keep quiet and they will not be pushed around, where they can work like a free people and feed their people, and then develop themselves and also help to develop the world around them. And therefore, when you come and you want to put such people into a cage, then those people will turn around and tell you that you are not their God. If there is a God, it is only God Almighty, Father, the creator of the heavens and earth, who will take away life and who can give life. He giveth and he taketh. And therefore, our driving force, we say no. Nobody will take what is ours. Nobody will enslave us. We will exist as a free people. And I have said and I've continued to say, you don't need to run after us. You don't need to kill us. Because you will never kill your way through this ideology. It is hanging in the spirit. You will never get it. So let us go. Let my people go. Let them go. And they will go, whether you like it or not. You want to keep on fighting? We will fight and fight and fight. We will never relent. We are still flourishing, even in the face of such adversities. Our people have been turned, blinded, even by occultic spiritualism, bad, dirty blood money. But you can fool some of the people some of the times. I want to tell you, you cannot fool all the people all the time. A revered son of Bui, a few years down the line, stood in the lion's den and told you, all these atrocities you are committing, the killings, the maimings, the rape, the burning, when the people shall rise, and even if it took your army and took the army of your masters, the French army, and other armies around the Central African sub-region, you will never put them down. You will never stop them. And it has happened. There is no going back. We stand to fight for the liberation of our motherland. We are asking those who were fooled and you thought the enemy was going to win and keep on feeding you fat, the Kadiyes, please realize that there is no turning back to this quest for the recognition of our nationhood. We are in for it and we will fight to finish it. Please support. Bring on your own support so that tomorrow, when history is written, your name is going to be there. That when the tides were high, when it was time to do the necessary, even though you faltered, you came back and turned onto the right track. You came back and followed your people. You came back and put your hands together on deck so that we as a people join together and take ourselves away from a brutal enemy. I want to tell the people of the Republic of Cameroon, we of Amazonia, we of Bui County do not hate you. We hate your system. We hate your government. We hate the way you do your things. And therefore, we will be on our own. And you will be on your own side. And we can coexist as good neighbors. But do not let some time pass. You were warned several times that these people are asking for a confederation. They're asking for a federation. They're asking for recognition by you. Give them equal share, and you refuse. Someone told you there will come a time when you call the name of, you call the word federation, it is going to be like leprosy to these people. And it came and went. This train is on a fast track, and it will never stop until we march into Buia and sing hallelujah, hallelujah, free again, free and free at last. We will be free. Amazonia will be free. Come rain, come shine. Thank you, Paddy.
Indeed, you can feel the energy that we're feeling. Shay, I cannot let you go without speaking in Lamso. Give me some small answer how you feel when you see the beauty that's emanating from Bui. You should conclude very briefly in Lamso. Talk to your people.
Abai. Hey, William. Hey, William. Then Bekirai. Wire bui. Abai. Wire drakwa. Wire gambo. Wire noni. Wire biku. Wire mbiame. Mven. Ben bekir. Msu benji. Ah. King ve. Sisi ifiri. King ve liare kabo ibasan sisi. Ibasan bitu. Masu ya benji. Abai. Ben mo tia si. Iwa yena. Kinyoke kwa koya wasan. Ben bin ki yen bam. Lebam. Yen fola. Ben yen mo san leng mo san mansa. Ai. Basan kikina. Basan yo ki yayi yuri awir. Basan yo ki yayi se awir mona. Ben yen ma seri basan. Mo baisi. Seri basan ma kunyam. Seri basan ma anji. Seri basan mo baisi. Mo mangbosi. Ayongji. Wiri yongji awni dra foresin. Kunlim kinyum ngerikin ibasana. Aya mbo oyini yen kin. Ki basan. Basan nanin yu. Ben yimin from buni. Ben yimin from buni. We so yimin from buni we bui. Ijam. Yimin from buni. Ibasana team. Isun ga be bandi abai awa boti. Tam binglo from some binglo. Ijaminto. Itakabu. Tunjin tum jadu de suya nga wuya wuya wonde ji. Au do tobin. Au fengi mom jenen. Oui. La ami tobin. Suju wunta ayena fon. Da suyi jadu de suya wunji. Ndo yo wa yi gani. Ndo yo wa yi gani. Wawi. Into. Ahijo. Baba ahijo. Wulogan. Potobin. We mete fon itakabu. Amo ke fad. Amo son ke fad. Masu ibendi kiben. Anje me shiwir. Awire buni laisimi. Walo yule. Tata yaya. Itata. Waba. Okay bam. Liabe ku waya momo. Yaya. So ya kan soy. We dem tai be family taki. Elson lo you. Dim kisuji aya. Wasan wa binanjam. Kin kida la lei. Ekin yofen. Kin kida nyoka biki. Yo ama yi yiri wiri. Ton birabe san bijam. Ton birabe wong bijam. Ton nanto osito. Ton birabe shif. Ne basan mila. Abai. Ne basan tesi. Yu basan ma yu ngumi. Ama kamo ke yidra. Awasu ya fanka. Wira su ya fanka. Basan loke error. Basan yo loke error. Ama su ilanji ya wa mati. Awa mati ya kinyoki. Amati jika. Amati yele. Ngeri wiria abai. Kingo ikeke dunne kawe yuirinne. Basan gan yesho. Basan gan yele. Amati leni yele. Nen life na. We robu itam. Wopo kinyokin. Wopo kinpuke wilki yo. Ninga ne mandu de la. Ben sui mo mjuo. Ben sui mo mjuo. Mlaini bebe wiri. La kang. Amo asia c'est mami auti won vosi c'est mona vom fofo c'est lunchi que tout bena suti beba besan trega du de besan wiri ni atanka besan yo dureur ila republique besan fun ngeji ama atiam sai besan yenyu yi wa fon
Wow.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Masu jiben wa loju awa wadu ben lo yu wa wadu ferun fere be nim sisan ko bam gan fi yomita abo odo sun gan si bimi ali besan ya lebla give yab yala mai berin so Berry Amazonia.
Berry Amazonia. Thank you very much, Sheikh. Thank you very much. At least I heard one thing. berry, and this is our tongue. It's connected in our spirits. So I would like to bid goodbye to you and Comrade War now. I know you have a lot to do to put the county together. Um, I'm I'm talking to the organizers of tonight, or the host. Please indicate to us when you want us to stop, and we'll stop right after this break. If you want us to continue, we'll continue. So stay tuned. Let the authorities of Will County make a determination when we have to stop the pre-show. Immediately we stop, I will stop the stream on all our social media platforms. We'll be streaming at the home front. And so all of you can join the president in the Zoom. I'm getting the voice of the vice president, which means anytime from now, we'll be transitioning all of us into the Zoom meeting to be with the president. You can't have the president there and we are here doing other things there. So I am calling on the authorities of the county. When you want us to stop, just indicate. Right after this break, we'll be back with Barrister Fu and Barrister Nso to continue the discussion. Stay tuned.
Typhoon Buruna, me, wanna shout to me. Wawaye, Piraturo, 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 Wapino, Piraturo, Wapino, Piraturo, Ferevo, Fere, Tata in me, Fomo, Tata in me, Ferevo, Fere. Sakirka, the gem tung the jake mala ako sa wikola fomu. We are the full la Helena. Dinka, asungin mo akirka. Toten, min license tatin. Dinka, asungin mo akirka. Toten, min license tatin. Piraturo, yeah. Wapino, Piraturo, yeah. Wapino, Piraturo, yeah. Ferevo, Fere, Tata in me, Fomo, Tata in me. Ferevo, Fere, Fomo, Tata in me. Musike ma kem kere, yeah. Ferevo, Fere, Fomo, musike ma kem kere.
Adakela shura di shula bo wa bino jiwira turo jiwira turo adakela juma di jumla bo adakela tura di turla bo wa bino jiwira turo jiwira turo même si ça ne va pas jamais décourager. Mon ami, faut travailler, même si ça ne va pas jamais décourager.
not Bui County with such a beautiful sounding rhythm, full of culture, full of identity. Again, they told us we could not sing, that the best music can only be Bikusi and Makosa. Do you believe that? So this is a war we're fighting. We're fighting this war culturally, militarily, on the media. And you heard Shay saying it. Nobody's going to win it for us. We win it ourselves. Once again, good evening and welcome, Barrister Fro and Barrister Mbesea. It would appear that the organizers are yet to get ready. I am made to understand that Amber One is already in the Zoom meeting. And as soon as they give us the cue, we will pause this production to hand over the mic to them. But before then, let's get to hear your take on all the ambience that we have in this evening. Barrister Fro, I'll start with you.
Yes, sir. Before I say anything, I'd like to pay homage to two special people. Major General Tokandu of Bui and the firebrand county coordinator of Ndu, Shea Yumbo, of Bui, Shea Yumbo. These are two individuals who have made us proud in this struggle. I tell you, Bui was going to be destroyed by the so-called coup plotters, and Major General Tokandu put a stop to it. No coup plotter can cross from Bambalang into Bui as we speak. And that is the reason why I say he is in control of Bui County. Now, the culture of our people in Bui depicts the culture of the people of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia. That is a culture that has been suppressed by the colonial La Republique government, of course, acting as proxy for the colonial masters, France. And our own colonial master is watching and laughing at us. I mean, the famous United Kingdom. God help them. We will fight to the last man standing. And that's what the coordinator of Bui told us. We will be like bulldozers and bulldoze even our brothers and sisters who are standing in the way of our freedom. I'm quoting our brother and coordinator of Bui, Sheyimbo. And I tell you, like I said before, Bui is on this way of taking the territory of Bui County and keeping it. Now they have gone to the second phase of it, and that is bringing down all institutions of La République du Cameroun still standing in their territory, the Bui County. And this is an example to be followed by all the counties in Ambazonia. The planners of this draft made it were so right when they put Bui County first for this draft, so that the rest of Ambazonia should learn from what is happening and follow accordingly. And we are very, very excited. That's why I keep calling on all Ambazonians, wherever you may be, from all the four corners of the world, particularly the United States, Canada, South America, Europe, Asia, China. Dip your hand in your pocket and give to Bui so that Bui can finish the job and become an example for the other counties to follow. I know Ngokutunja is closely following Bui, and they will be liberated, and all the other counties will be liberated accordingly. So today is a very happy day for all Ambazonians. We have seen the showpiece of what the strategy for this year is, the year of acceleration. Starting with the federal government, see what is happening on the ground. See what is happening on the ground. Not only Bui, Bangem of all, Ekondo Titi, Bongongo, Ilobe, around the Prime Minister. My God, we are on the way. La Republique must run away from our territory. If they are minded not to be disgraced, let them come to the table and let's talk. But we are not begging them. Oh, we have stopped talking to them about that. But we will not stop them from coming to the table and saying, okay, let's sit down. But we are looking for recognition from the world. Even if the world does not recognize us, we will live like Somaliland. We have to take our territory, keep it, and then take up governance. Take up governance. All of us will go home and join our people at home to govern our territory. This is the time for us. This is the time, and every Amazonian should be ready, and you should make sure that you don't, when you drink 2 beers a day or 3, make sure you reserve 1 for Amazonia. Every day of your life, think about your freedom. Think about the freedom of your children. Think about what will happen to your children if you are gone, if we don't win this fight. That is where we are today. And I'm calling on all Ambazonians to see what is happening in Bui and follow suit. And we must draft Bui today. We must give Bui the means to keep the territory, to take it completely and keep it. And make sure that no better enters and comes out. And that is it.
No belly enter, come out. Not even one.
No better no will enter, come out. Thank you, Paddy.
That's amazing. The energy in the atmosphere. You see the response of Amazonians at home front, where I'm getting the messages on all our social media platform. It's telling us a people who are ready to be free. You see, Amazonians are excited, in spite of whatever county they are coming from Momo, from Mezam, Manu. All Amazonians are proud of Bui. In fact, we are Bui. Today, if you're watching us on Facebook and on YouTube, just put on the comment section, say we are Bui. We are Bui. Just put a hashtag, we are Bui. Today, every Amazonian is Bui. Barrister Mbesia, please.
Yes, interestingly, we're here. But we cannot go far without looking backwards. Let us look back in order to jump higher and higher. We cannot confidently say that the era of coup plotting is over. Coup plotting is now history. And there are all indications there. The coup plotters have failed, which is why you find them trying to come back through the back door. You don't need to go far to find them. Why is Reverend House coming back to organize some meetings to fight a war that she abandoned officially as defense minister? Now, the era of distraction is over. The last 6 months, I've never heard about Toronto 1, Toronto 2. I've never heard about Canada 1, Canada 2. He's dead and gone. That was a distraction calculated from Yaoundé. But they killed their own child, even still in the womb. When they came out publicly to denounce their self-appointed partner, the Canadian foreign minister, that was the greatest blunder they could ever make diplomatically. That has instead emboldened us. And at this phase where we are, it has been repeated many times, we are on a journey of no return. We will fight and fight until the last man standing. We heard this American diplomat tell us The world will not fight for you. You will fight your own war, and the world will recognize your effort, which is why we are here. So, Ambazonians, if we look back, we are now in the 7th year. We have covered a long distance. The enemy has probably exhausted all their own strategies. Let's not forget about money. They can go to another World Bank, but money is not the issue for them. Money might be an issue for us, but it's not an issue for them. Have they failed or succeeded? I think rightfully in their private minds, they know that they have failed. It is left for us to put the final touches, to pull down the last stone that will break down the whole wall. And again, they chose the wrong front for this last phase of the war. They chose BUI. They chose Ngo Kotinje. That is a land, as predicted by Mr. Weber. They fight the war, they don't escape from war. A Kelebase will never return from there. And the foreign officer, who probably were to escape to Yaoundé, is preparing his return to go live with his brother cousin in Bamoun, where they belong. We have reached a point of no return. Yes, I've said it before. Isubu was killed. No pity was killed. He was not even killed by you. He was killed by your agents who have exhausted their stock of lying. And so we are stronger than we were yesterday. Even without Isubu, even without field marshal, even without no pity, we are stronger than we were when they were there. So any lesson to learn from it? Cut your losses, pull your tail between your legs, and give it a goodbye. You engage in the wrong fight, you engage the wrong people, you use the wrong strategy, and we are not going back. You will go back disgraced. Better save face by going back. You probably don't even need negotiation anymore. Just go back, and the thing will end there. Thank you for listening to us. Every Ambazonian, every old woman, every young woman, every young child is with BUI. Again, to the BUI leadership, you are doing a marvelous work, but you're not doing it alone. You have the support of some BUI people, if not all, some devoted ones. We hope at the close of today, your team and your flock will increase in hundreds. And so, after liberating BUI, you will tender your hand to the weaker counties. And with that, we will come to the final close of the war. Everybody will be a happy victor. So, BUI, thank you for hosting us. BUI, thank you for saving us from the disgrace of the coup plotters. Thank you for taking the fight to a level that Yaoundé never contemplated before. Thank you. Let's donate. Again, I've said before, the last penny of the widow's mite is not too small. If you cannot afford it at all, at least pray. The people of BUI are fond of prayer. There are churches full there, cathedrals, everything is there. So everything is welcome. Thank you.
That was an amazing one. I could feel the pause as you were relating those words just after Barrister Fru gave to us inspirational words as well. In fact, you've said something which I want every Ambazonian watching us right now to do. As you're watching us in the comment sections on Facebook and on YouTube, just say a big thank you. Say thank you, BUI, for saving us the shame from coup plotters. Thank you, BUI, for standing your ground. Thank you, BUI, for fighting for Amazonia. Just do that. It's very instrumental. When you do it, you're playing your role. That could just be a part of your draft tonight. You're telling the world that this information is important. You're telling those in your community that it is very important, and that we appreciate. And when you do that, don't forget the hashtag. The hashtag is We Are BUI. We are BUI. Today, every Ambazonian is BUI. We're not done yet. It would appear that our show of tonight is quite interesting, and organizers want us to continue. I'm calling on you, Chief of Staff, Dr. Yaya. Try to work with the president to have Amber One, to have him connected into our console so that we can plan ahead of time. I know when you would have started, we just have a roller coaster. Indicate to Amber One that we've sent to him login details. Work with him to have him connected, please, as we continue the discussion. This is an interesting one. Please don't forget. I'm following the hashtag. Do not forget. Make sure that you're giving to us that hashtag. We are BUI. Everyone watching us, just give us a hashtag. Say we are BUI, and do not also forget to say a thank you for BUI for saving us from the shame of coup plotters. It was plotted from the Prime Ministry, from Banqui's office, using enablers, and they thought that they had the stage. They thought that they had the mic. They even told us that they will have the last say. And today, the rhetoric has changed completely. And Ambazonia is triumphing again. Thanks to BUI, thanks to Ngokutunja. But since today we have BUI on the spotlight, we want to stay with BUI. We are saying we are BUI. Thank you, BUI. Don't hesitate to do it, please. It takes just a few seconds for you to do that tag. Let it be a trending hashtag. We are BUI. Thank you for saving us from coup plotters' disgrace. Now, we will deviate a little bit to relate into tonight's discussion. 2 nights ago, or I think a night ago, images were coming up that we are not interested in who did it, but a message has been sent to the politicized barrier, like the president mentioned during his outing last Friday. A message has been sent to Yaoundé that the Southern Cameroonian people have vomited Frundi, his house in the village. That's a man that was protected, a man that did not need a bodyguard. He had our mothers, the Takumbangs, protected him even when Yaoundé wanted to kill him with sophisticated weapons. Today, the Bulu intervention rapide, the two red cap, blue cap, green cap, we had Tori Manso asking today if they have a yellow cap. They could not protect his house. His house in Bamenda caught fire. The house in the village is catching fire. Yaoundé is planning a military parade to force into the Ambazonian people his burial in our land. The president said, dead or alive, Frundi, an enabler, chief enabler, is not welcome in Amazonia. Barisafru, the mic is yours.
Yes, I saw those images. While I do not condone burning of people's homes, but it's a powerful message sent to all enablers living outside of Amazonia that even when you die, you are still an enabler and you have no place in the Federal Republic of Amazonia. I hope that all my county is listening and listening very carefully. That chief enabler should not be allowed to enter my county, Meza. That message has gone. The images of the burning, I don't know who did it, because when they did it some time ago, he went and took 200 million from his friends, our enemy. Now they have done it when he's dead. That is a powerful message to their family. Let them arrange to bury their man in Yaoundé, where he lives, where he has been living, where he ran away from Ambazonia and turned his back on Ambazonia. He should be buried where he is right now. That is to teach other enablers other coup plotters that your place is not in Ambazonia, unless, of course, in your lifetime, you find a way to repent. And the only repentance we want from you is if you repent, go to your LGA and repent there and start working there in your LGA. That's why the Federal Republic of Amazonia has been divided. They have the federal government, the county government, and the local government areas. Go and start from where all of us started, the LGA. That will be the beginning of your rehabilitation. Until then, if you don't do it and you die in Yaoundé or you die anywhere, know that your body, even your body, will not be welcome in the Federal Republic of Amazonia. Like Weber says, let them bring all the army. Let the B come. Let everybody, even the French, join together. I am predicting that Frundi will not be buried in the Northwest. I don't know, unless, of course, they start shooting and killing our people to bring his body and bury in Baba, but they will not stay there. I can assure them that Amazonia is a very strong place. No devil lives in Amazonia, dead or alive. You have betrayed the cause, you have betrayed your people, and you are living with the enemy, eating and drinking and dancing rumba with the enemy while you are alive. Why should we welcome your corpse? What is the value of any corpse? That is manure. It should be kept wherever it expired.
Barrister, for a moment, please. Mr. Vice President, do you want us to do you want to start now?
It's something we can start, yes.
Okay. Barrister, for round up, please. Thank you.
Yes, I have virtually said what I wanted to say, Paddy. He will not be buried in Amazonia. Thank you.
Understood. Yes, quickly, Barrister team.
Can you please appeal to everyone watching on ADC TV to join the Zoom?
Yes, please.
People in watching, so please, thank you.
You've heard the voice of the Vice President. All of you who are watching us on YouTube, we're going to stop the stream anyway. We'll stop you on Facebook and on YouTube. Before you go, just show some love to BUI. Tell BUI, thank you for saving us from coup plotters. That came from Barrister team. And say, we are all BUI. The hashtag has got to trend. Hundreds of you and more are watching on all the social media platforms. Tell the world that BUI, you are BUI. Tell them that you appreciate what BUI is doing and you're up and you stand behind BUI. Yes, Barrister Tim, briefly, please.
Well, I don't think I should take much of the president's time, but let me say this. There's a saying in English, even in the country talk, that the gods never sleep. They never get tired. They see all those things. And Frundi is dead. There's no doubt about that. But Frundi is not dead alone. Frundi is dead with the structure he put out and called the SDF. The SDF is dead. Why? Because the gods don't sleep. Those who met to form the SDF, there was no Francophone there, not even one. Frundi diverted the whole idea of what was conceived to make it personal profit and committed the worst sin. For those who thought that that thing should have been for us. What did Frundi say last? He urged Yaoundé to import us from abroad and put us on trial and jail us. So be it. Rasanso has said everything. He is dead. He is dead. He will never dance with the woman anymore. Now that we got the opportunity to eat a chew in Bamenda. The guy is dead. I'm not dead. If I were there and had the power, I know they will bury him. Everybody will run to Yaoundé or wherever they come from. If I were there and had that opportunity, I will exhume his corpse, take out the jewelry that they used in burying him, and sell it to form the BUI, the AROF fighting for us. He is dead. He will never come back to this world. He has an opportunity. You don't repent when you are dead. You repent when you are alive. I'm not wishing him hell, but in the eyes of the human being, that guy should go to a different hell. The hellfire that has fire hotter than the hell that all people go to. So be it. As President Sako said, we don't build monuments for the living. We build monuments for the dead. Why? Because at the end of the day, that's when we evaluate what you were. Not because people die in Bamanda, you survived. That's the beginning. We don't build a monument for that. We build you for what? We build them for you, for what you became by the time you quenched and went away. So do you leave anything behind? No. What is the record of the ADF, the SDF? 0. And so, too, may he rest in peace with Maros. May they prepare better next meetings with heaven of their own. So, Mr. Gifrindi, people who burnt the house, they did not intend to burn the house. They intended to send a sign, a signal, that you are not wanted there anymore. Thank you.
Yes, dead or alive, Mr. Frundi is not wanted in Ambazonia. Thank you very much, Ambazonians, all those who participated. Thank you, all panelists. It's time for us to join the Zoom link and meet with the president as we start in the night proper. See you in the Zoom meeting. I'll be there. Will you be there? We are BUI. You cannot be a BUI and you're absent. See you then.
For we will fight to the last Ambazonia.
The better fight, man. The better bloody fight. No liberties gained by laying down and allowing people to work on you.
When the people will rise, even if you took the whole of the French army and added to yours, you will never bring them down.
We are being killed daily for who we are, and the post-Rwanda world is watching with tight lips and tight hands. We say no. No to those favoring French Cameroon to continue recolonizing southern Cameroons. No. No to those killing us for the rebranding of a political ideology. No to those torturing our people for the gratification of their vampire instincts. No. No to those looting Amazonia for the economic privileges of colonial bounty houses in Europe. No.
The World Draft once more is coming to your county. Stand up and be counted. No greater victory was ever achieved than by greater sacrifices. So let's draft, and draft. Our existence as a people depend on that.
Of cloth made in Ambazonia, a land brimming with history, courage, and the indomitable spirit of its people, a profound reflection of Ambazonia's collective identity and our unyielding struggle for freedom.
A full representation of who we are, what we are, the history, story, and the struggle. It's a piece of cloth you should have in your closet. It is woven into a rich tapestry of cultural heritage, traditions, and long-standing desire for self-determination. Proudly adorned with unique patterns and symbolizes unity in the Amazonian people.
The cloth's patterns and colors mirror the courage and hope that fueled their aspirations for a brighter future. Each thread represented a story of bravery, sacrifice, and the unwavering commitment to justice.
The piece of cloth, made in Ambazonia, became more than just a garment. It transformed into a symbol of a call for recognition, worn proudly by Ambazonians and their allies worldwide. It carried a message: we exist and we deserve to be heard. As long as the cloth adorns chests and shoulders, the spirit of Ambazonia lives on, and the hope for a free and united land remains alive.
One family.